Let's speak now to Bradley Woodworth. He is the coordinator of Baltic Studies at Yale University and an assistant professor of history at the University of New Haven. He joins me now from New Haven, Connecticut. Professor, I'd like to hear your thoughts as you watch this war continue on where you think this is all headed. Do you think Putin's aims are greater than just seizing territory and bringing Ukraine under Moscow's control?
Well, it's hard to imagine that given the difficulties that the Russian military has faced since February, that they would try to take on even better armed foes elsewhere in Europe, for example, in the Baltic region, or in some of the other countries of Central Europe that were part of the Warsaw Pact after World War II. However, the degree of destruction that the Russians have carried out in Ukraine in these 9 to 10 months is the worst catastrophe that Europe has faced since World War II and should not at all be underestimated, nor should the task that all of us who care about the right of human beings to live without being attacked by a neighboring country should weigh very strongly with us as we move forward into this new year.
What do you think it will take to bring this war to an end? There have been efforts for diplomacy from the very beginning, but nothing seems to have worked. So what do you think ultimately needs to happen?
This is Vladimir Putin's war. Without that individual at the head of the Russian government, there certainly could be some people that would like to go back to a world in which Moscow had greater control over areas of the former Soviet Union. But this war would not be happening without him in control. What will bring him to cease the war will certainly be only his sense of his own personal interest in that killing to stop. He is not moved by any suffering of people, even people within his own country. It's shown that he is quite callous and even careless about the deaths of now likely over 100,000 young men within his own country.
And what do you think this war ultimately means for the Russian Empire?
Well, the Russian Empire is no longer. All of your listeners know that we all know that there have been empires throughout world history with reaches far beyond a metropole, a homeland. And over time, those empires change. That includes, of course, the Roman Empire. Well, we could list the empires, and even empires in this part of the world. Much of the territories that are being fought over had been Ottoman territories until the late 18th century, as Russia's power was extending southward. No one in Turkey today wants to go to war to try to recapture lands that were held by the Porte in the 18th century. So we have to understand that the nature of our states change. I think that since the horrible conflicts of World War I and World War II, most states throughout the world realize that state power needs to exist to aid people's lives, not to pursue a particular vision of one nation or of one. We should admit it, one emperor, for example, the vision of what Russia's reach should be held by Vladimir Putin. We have to find other ways of allowing state power to benefit the lives of everyone.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Bradley Woodworth joining us from New Haven, Connecticut. Thank you.